that an X? Is that an O? So sports talk?
Yeah, let's go.
I got my swag. Yeah, boy. I got it all the way back. You better ask somebody. Yeah, boy. You know what it is.
Yeah. The music, he's dancing a cappella.
Yo,
Swag.
hey,
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Exo
Yo,
Sports
what
Talk.
fellas? EXO.
Yeah, man.
Episode 71.
Yo, you remember Cam Newton said, "I'm back."
Yeah. We appreciate you, man. We appreciate you.
Oh, he's back, all right. Words cannot describe. If you're looking at this on YouTube, this will be the night you might want to just go to a podcast.
Come on, man.
Oh,
Getting back together.
Brian,
Yeah, right.
how are you tonight?
I'm back.
Brian, how are you tonight?
I'm good. See, we
Terry.
got Frozy swag back.
Yeah.
Hey. What's going on,
Frozo.
Aaron?
Oh, nothing much. We're going to talk about your 49ers later on.
Hey, man.
Emerson,
Hey, man. It's okay. We don't need to
dressed so nice in the Exo Sports Talk gear. How are you?
What's up? EXO Sports Talk. We're here. Hold on. Let me take a little sip. Hold on. I got something good in this cup right here. Hold on. I got something good. Hold on. Ooh, yeah. All right. What's up, man?
And folks,
What's in that cup, man? What's in that cup?
this is the thing about my cousin.
Let's get popping, fellas. Let's get
He
popping.
doesn't drink. He was not a former alcoholic or anything. He's just a person that's just naturally silly. And that's all I can say. He was born that way, so
always, huh?
we're just
I'm
going to
Jackie
move on.
Gleason. Bang, zoom.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a while, folks.
Yes.
It's been a while.
Gary, tell us about the subscribe button,
man.
please.
Exo Sports Talk would like to welcome everybody to tonight's show and thank all our viewers and subscribers for their support. If you're watching or listening in for the first time, the show is also streaming on all your favorite podcast platforms. To stay up to date with our latest videos, the latest news and rumors in the world of sports, hit that subscribe button, press that like button, and tap the notification bell. And as the saying goes, sharing is caring. So click that share button so your family and friends can get caught up with what's going on too. And as always, feel free to join in on the live chat where you can post your comments or call 475-221-5006 to join in on the conversation.
Thanks, T.
Yeah.
And as everybody know, this is Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
Oh, yeah.
And for all ladies that are out there that are fighting breast cancer, we are with you. And it is something that we really take serious here at Exo Sports Talk. And our hearts are with you. Our prayers are with you who may be going through chemo or who may be fighting this cancer. Keep the fight and keep fighting.
Definitely.
Major League Baseball playoffs.
Absolutely.
Hey, just want to give a quick shout out to Stacey Jeffrey, who's in the chat. Greetings from the UK. Greetings from the US.
What's up?
How you doing tonight?
All right. Woo!
You said
Yeah.
Stacy.
Hey!
Stacy Jeffrey.
Stacy, you keep the fight and stay strong.
All right.
And God bless the people in the Ukraine, because for me, when I saw school teachers say, "I've never had a gun, and now I have a gun, and I am ready to fight for my country." I saw the lady on CNN. She looked like she was very petite. She had on big glasses, and she said that her boyfriend went off to fight and that she was there and she had a gun and she was ready to fight for her country. And I say, God bless her. And keep the fight on.
And that, I believe, is United Kingdom too.
Yep. Greetings from the UK, and Phil Dixon is on the check-in tonight, folks.
Yep.
What's up, Phil?
Yep. And Deb Gamble's
cousin Phil
back in the house.
Major
Welcome to see Deb too.
Major League Baseball talk.
Hey, Phil.
Padres defeated the Dodgers. Yankees defeated the Guardians. Astros defeated the Mariners. Philly defeated the Braves. Emerson, how did you feel about your Dodgers, who had the best record in the National League, go up in flames?
Flames. Poof.
Listen, man, but first of all, I want to give a shout out to my Dodgers because they had a wonderful season this year. A great season. They had a good season. Winning 111 games during the regular season, that's just amazing. We fell short in the playoffs, and I think my hat goes off to the San Diego Padres. They beat us flat out. I can't say no excuses. I can't say we didn't have our top pitcher who's out for the season. Next man up, that's my motto. Hats off to the San Diego Padres. And we're going to be back next year, and we're going to be bigger, stronger, faster, and we're going to make some noise next year. And shout out to Coach Dave Rucker. He did a spectacular job, phenomenal job here. So I'm hurting a little bit, but we'll see you next year.
Number one seed went out in flames. Phillies defeated the Braves. Terry.
Yeah. Well, I'll just say this. Every year you got that Cinderella team, and Philly's that Cinderella team this year. I really didn't see it coming from Philly. I really didn't see them beat the Braves, but I'm glad to see Bryce Harper in the playoffs this year and making a deep run in the playoffs, because I know he's a little bit arrogant, but he is talented, and it's just good to see good talent especially during playoff time. So kudos to the Phillies. They're on a Cinderella run. Let's see what happens if that glass slipper comes off or not.
Brian, I'm going to give you this one.
What's that?
The Yankees defeated the Guardians.
He's playing well too, Terry.
Yeah.
Brian, Yankees defeated the Guardians.
He really doesn't care. No, just kidding.
Was I happy about it? Yeah, I was looking for them to get knocked out, the Yankees, but but they just got beat by a better team. The Guardians, actually, it was good to see them in it, as I think I mentioned before, and as Terry just mentioned, just to see the evolution, because Bryce Harper started with them, and then he started with the Phillies. Where did he start?
Nationals.
Yeah. So Nationals, and then went to the Phillies. So it was good to see that whole thing transpire. So yeah, Yankees are there. Now we see if they can beat Houston. Yeah.
I was rooting for the Mariners against the Astros, but
I doubt it.
They're a young team. Congratulations for them getting that far.
That's because you didn't want to play the Houston Astros.
Right. Padres defeated the Dodgers. back to the Astros defeating the Mariners. The Mariners is a young team, and the manager did an excellent job getting them to the round before they lost to the Astros. But the Astros have one of the best bullpens in Major League Baseball, and unfortunately, they have a good hitting team, and they have Verlander. So they've already beaten the Yankees in the first series, so it should be pretty interesting what happens going into the ALCS and the NLCS. Brian.
Yeah.
Who do you have, Astros or Yankees?
I'm not going for the Yankees. I can tell you that right now. So, but I would not be surprised if the Astros beat them, because the Astros is a good team, and I thought this is a rubber match, rematch right here. So I'm going to take the Astros to win this.
Terry, who do you take, Astros or Mariners? I mean, Astros or Yankees. Sorry.
Man, I think the Astros just have a better. You know what? I won't say a better team, but their bats are more consistent. The Yankees can go cold at any moment, where the Astros, they just seem to be more consistent. Even with the Mariners, they had a couple extra inning games, but eventually those bats broke through and they got some big hits. So, I felt like the Yankees had their shot last night. They needed to take game one. So I got to go with the Astros.
Astros or Yankees, Emerson? Brian.
Houston.
Right.
Come on, man. The Astros all day, every day.
Yeah. This is.
Remember this. I didn't care. I would not be here.
Sometimes you just need some humble pie. Brian.
Yes.
Phillies or Padres?
I'm gonna go with the Padres, man. Yeah, I think we already knew they were a better team. We were predicting them to win last year. We expected the Padres to be there, and for them to be there now without would be their best player, Tatis, not being there, kind of goes to show a lot of the talent that they do have. So I'm gonna take the Padres.
Terry.
I'm gonna go Phillies, man. Bryce Harper's due.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Brian. I mean, not Brian, Emerson.
I'm going with the Philadelphia Phillies because I like Philly cheesesteaks. And if you like Philly cheesesteaks like me, you'll go with the Phillies too. Phillies all day.
How about them Eagles?
We'll get to that
saying
one.
that. Oh yeah.
I think I'm going to take.
Hey, that's another.
I think I'm going to take the Padres to defeat Philly. They just have a swag on their team right now that they feel that they're the best team in baseball. Let's see how that goes. Oh, let's see how that ball goes. Man, that was sad. But that's who I think. I think the Padres will defeat the Phillies.
Mm-hmm.
Emerson, I know you love your college football.
Yes, sir.
So what did you think of Roll Tide getting rolled over by Tennessee?
Oh, my goodness. What a great weekend of college football. And I'm going on record to say this. That was probably the best Saturday in college football in the 5 years because you had several unbeaten teams going against each other. Then, of course, Bama goes down. Down goes Bama. Down goes Bama. And Tennessee put it on them. What a game. What a game. But I want to also send a shout out to those TCU, the Horned Frogs. They came back and beat an Oklahoma State team that was unbeaten. What a game that was. And hold on. Let's give Harbaugh his due. Everybody wanted to run him out of town when he kept losing. But this is the year. The Michigan Wolverines. It was a hell of a game, and they just put it on Penn State, and it was one hell of a game. I think Michigan is making a statement, but I can't leave out this guy right here, Mr. Chip Kelly and the UCLA Bruins. Chip Kelly, his team is averaging 505 yards per game. That's insane. Who said Chip Kelly can't coach anymore? You better ask somebody. I'm telling you, it's going to be a crazy in the college football rankings. And even as I speak right now, there are 9 still unbeaten. What a time it's going to be in college football. You better ask somebody. Get your playoff tickets now. Get your playoff tickets now. I hope they expand the playoffs because they need it, because there's some great teams out there.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
get them those playoff tickets.
I wish they would expand the playoffs and take the top 10. And let's see what happens. Let them go for broke. Right now in the AP, the top 10 is number 10 coming in is Oregon. Number 9 is UCLA. Number 8 is TCU. Mm-hmm. Number 7 is Ole Miss. Number 6, Roll Tide. Number 5, Clemson. Number 4, Michigan. Number 3, Tennessee. Number 2, Ohio State. And number 1 is Georgia.
Yeah.
Over in the college coaches poll, you have number 10, UCLA. Oregon, number 9, TCU. 8, just like in the AP poll. Number 7, Ole Miss. Still the same like in the AP. Alabama, AP agrees with it. Number 5 is Clemson. Number 4 is Tennessee. Number 3 is Michigan. Moved up 1 in the coaches poll. And number 2 is Ohio State. And number 1 is Michigan. And Brian, why don't you like Michigan at number 3, please?
I think they're number 1 is they are ranked too high. I think we'll see when the pedal get put down to the floor and they have to play a more competitive team. I think you'll see why they are, to me, ranked higher than they should be, and they definitely shouldn't be ranked over Clemson.
Well, here's a funny thing. Maybe Michigan voted for themselves in the coaches poll because
it beat a Penn State team.
They did beat Penn State. I mean,
one of the coaches feel that Michigan should be number 1.
They beat Penn State, who was unbeaten, Brian.
Yeah, you think Michigan could beat Bama?
No.
Think Michigan could beat Clemson?
No.
I don't even think they could beat Tennessee.
Here's the thing. To me,
I think Michigan is a better football team. Hang on. I think Michigan is a better football team.
Can they beat any of those 3 teams?
Here's the thing about Michigan right now. Michigan is sooner or later going to have to play Michigan State. Mm-hmm. And Michigan is eventually going to have to play Ohio State. So they can fall. They can either, they can move up or they can go down really hard. So we shall see by next month.
Yep.
Yep.
Because I feel Michigan's overrated.
Listen, Michigan is that team this year, guys.
We'll see.
We've been hearing
We'll
that for
see.
the past 2 years now.
Yeah.
But we'll see when they come up against better competition.
Like I said, I just gave him 3 teams. He ain't tell me which one they can beat. Yeah, still quiet.
Me?
I think, do I think they beat Bama? Do I think they can beat Bama?
Yeah.
I think they can beat Bama. I think Bama right now is on the brink of dropping even further. They won a game earlier this year against Texas by 1 point, 20-19. So Bama's been on the ropes all year long, except for a few other non-conference games that they blew some teams out. But when Bama had to struggle.
I agree with you.
I do think Michigan can beat Bama.
I don't think they can beat them, though. But, yeah, I do agree with you.
So do you think Michigan can beat Ohio State, Emerson?
As he drinks from his...
That's going to be a tough task.
Wow.
Well, here's the thing. If they lose to Ohio State, you're going to drop to either 5th or 6th.
Yeah, that's a tough task. Wow. Yeah, that says it all.
And if you and here's the kicker.
Absolutely.
If they mess around and they lose to Michigan State, and Michigan State is not in the top 25, they're not going nowhere. They're not even going to be in the playoffs.
They're not losing to Michigan State.
Okay.
Matter of fact, they're going to beat Michigan State by like 3 touchdowns.
3?
Wow. Cocky.
I might look into that. I'm going to look into that.
Talk behind closed doors.
Listen,
I might put some on.
They're recruiting the players they recruited this year and last year are making some noise.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, but I agree with you about Bama. And I told you, and I predicted it when we was talking before. I told everybody, I was like, they're going to lose to Tennessee.
You said, yeah. Yeah, you called it. You called it.
Well, time tells all.
Yes, it
The
does.
NBA is underway. Guys, what teams do you think may look good this year? Terry.
Well, I'll go with one team in particular that, they played last night. I'm looking at the Pelicans, man. If Zion can stay healthy and the rest of that roster, they could be a problem for those teams out west. And just after watching last night's game, with Zion being out for the past year and a half or close to 2 years, I really didn't think the league would see another player with potential like Charles Barkley. I'm talking about the height, the weight, and the size, but Zion could be him. He could be that next Barkley. I don't think we've seen a player that throughout the years we could say, oh, he plays like Barkley, but Zion could, if he could stay healthy, he could be that guy. They're going to be dangerous.
Brian.
That was one of the teams I was going to say, but since T jumped on that, I'm going to stay out west, and I'm keeping my eyes on Sacramento. They got a young team who's don't know how to win yet, but that's how you learn that during the regular season. That's how you're going to learn. And just baby steps. I'm not expecting them to go all the way or anything like that, but to be in the playoffs. And I'm expecting them to do that. I like the pickup that they did in the draft. They already got the good point guard, but the storyline that I'm keeping my eye on is once again, it was in the manner of the Nets. I don't think this experiment with the trio is going to work because Ben Simmons looked like he still is reluctant to shoot the ball. And I remember a interview that Kobe Bryant had, and he said in the preseason, he works on things. During the season, he works on those things during the season that he worked on the pregame. And then when the playoff comes, is when he try to use those things that he's been working on during the season. So if Ben Simmons ain't shooting during the season, he's not going to shoot in the playoffs. And he's not shooting the ball, man. So I got my eye on this because I don't think this is going to turn out good. And if the coach allows that to happen, he's not helping them. He's hampering them because he's just going to be more exposed during the playoffs.
Emerson.
Let me chime in where we left off at with the Ben Simmons saga. There was a song I'm reminded of that came out in the late 80s, said been such a long time, and it has been such a long time for Ben Simmons. He needs to make a statement to solidify where he's at here in the NBA right now. I think he's heard all the negative criticism. He's heard all negative talk. He's heard all the background noise. It's time for Ben Simmons to step up and show us who he really is. And I think he has all tools there. But like Brian said, in the offseason, you can't translate that to the season and just think you're going to switch on. It doesn't work that way. You have to get in that lab, get in that gym, and do what you need to do to improve your game because everybody else is improving their game. So just to piggyback off what Brian said about concerning Ben Simmons, he needs to make some major steps this year, or I believe they could possibly think about trading him at the trade deadline. Now, let me move on to the team, your original question. I have to jump on the bandwagon with the Pelicans, where Terry was talking about. That's a dangerous young team. They have a few players there that I think are going to make some major steps and leaps this year. Zion being the main one. He could possibly be one of the most powerful players down on the block that we've seen, like you said, Terry, since Charles Barkley. He's big, he's strong, he can jump, and he is a problem. Bringing the ball up, facilitating off the break. They have B.I. over there, Brandon Ingram over there. Listen, they have some talent there, and I think they are hungry enough right now that the Pelicans are going to make some noise this year out there in the West.
I'm looking at Ben Simmons' contract, and all I can say is kudos to his agent. Ben Simmons will make $35 million this year. 2023 to 24 season, he'll be 27 years old. He will make $37 million. 2024 to 25, he will make $40 million.
But you know what, Aaron? That's cheap right now. Yeah. Believe it or not, that's cheap right now.
That's cheap, but here's one problem. Nobody's not going to want to trade for him.
Yeah, I don't know.
I shout this out there before. I think Golden State.
That's not always true.
Draymond Green for Wilson.
I can see that.
That's the only team I can see.
True. Let me.
Okay. So let's take a look at what you just said. Draymond Green.
Now,
Draymond Green for Ben Simmons would probably be one of the worst NBA trades.
Well, I'm gonna let Emerson get in because he's trying to get in. What you trying to say?
so I just want to say, if I'm Golden State, I would do that trade. I would drive to Brooklyn and pick them up in my car if I'm Golden State, because I think there's something that's going to transpire throughout the season where Draymond Green is going to have another issue with his teammates. I'm still thinking about the situation between him and Poole. I'm still thinking about what that chemistry is going to be like when the team starts to face adversity. And every team goes through adversity throughout the course of a season. So when that happens, what's the background noise we're going to hear that comes to Golden State? Draymond's not in time he wants. Draymond is missing practices. Draymond is showing up late to practices. Now we can do a Ben Simmons for Draymond trade if that trade is on the board.
I don't want Draymond.
Terry,
I don't want Draymond. I don't want to touch him. To me, this is his last year in Golden State. I expect to see him, especially depending on what teams they play. I don't expect to see him getting a lot of minutes this year, especially if Wiseman plays well. But I don't want to touch Draymond Green. It's just too many questions about chemistry. Will he blow up? What will he do? I'm not touching him.
Yeah, and the thing is Draymond has a unique set of skills that is perfect for the Golden State Warriors. If, like I said, if you put him on any other team, it really wouldn't translate as well as it is for him now. But as we was talking about the Ben Simmons, Aaron was talking about I wouldn't touch him. Golden State is the only team that I could see Ben Simmons playing with he wouldn't have to shoot because he'd be under the board, basically just grabbing rebounds and pushing the ball up the floor. But like I said, that's wishing in a well. But like you said, touching that contract, that's going to be tough. But it's pretty cheap right now for what these guys are getting.
Yeah.
Well, here's Draymond Green's contract for this year, $25 million, 25.8, and he's got one more year left on his contract.
Yep,
and that's at 27.5.
Yep, that's a player option.
If I am Draymond Green's parents,
Player option.
I would tell him, you need to cut the foolishness because you're at a place that you should be retiring, then being traded off and ending your career somewhere where that you're going to be miserable because you're not going to wind up going to a team that's going to be in the playoffs.
No, there's no way I could see him being back in Golden State. After they done sign Poole and Wiggins, there's not much money left.
There's no way. They're so far over the cap right now.
And
go ahead.
And let me add this to that. Draymond will be playing in China next year. Out of the league.
No. He's got one more year left on his contract.
Well, you would think he's going to probably opt out of that, though.
No.
After this year.
There is no option.
Yeah, he has a player option.
After this year, Draymond will be somewhere in China or overseas playing.
Yeah, it's a player option, not a team option. It's a player option. So he has the option.
The only team I think that could.
All right.
I don't know. I could see him maybe going to Miami.
Play with Bam?
Pat Riley's not
just
going to
because he's gritty, he hustles.
Pat
That's
Riley's
a Riley
not going to
type
put up with
player
his
right there.
shenanigans. Riley is not going to put up with his shenanigans, especially that you're old and you want to now fight the young players. Mm-hmm. No.
That's the only team I see where they, they're a gritty team. Riley, you're right. Riley won't put up with that shenanigans, but he'll know that going in.
Yeah, you know that right off the rip.
So, Riley will probably tell him, listen, first sign, you're out. So that's the only team I could see maybe taking him. And I don't see it in a trade. I'm talking about maybe next year.
Yeah, because,
guys, we come to the NFL Week 6 review. Eagles defeated the Cowboys 17-26. Emerson. Let Emerson think about it for a while.
Yes, sir. So first of all, I've already thought about this. I've already thought about this long and hard. Okay. So first, we have our second string quarterback in there who, by the way, threw 3 receptions. We were still in that game till late in the fourth quarter. In Philadelphia with our second string quarterback. Okay? Let me just throw that out there and let's just feast on that for a little while.
Okay.
They had 3 turnovers, the Philadelphia Eagles, and we stayed in that football game until late. There were about 3 to 4 boneheaded plays by my Cowboys that I think could have made a big difference in that game. That the play where Mike McCarthy did not challenge that first down by CeeDee Lamb.
Mm-hmm.
That was a first down.
Yep.
Everybody is talking about that play. Why didn't he throw the challenge flag? I have another. When we were able to get them off the field, we jump off sides on a 4th and 1. We jump offside, and I'm like, are you kidding me? Everybody knew they were not going for it, and Dante Fowler, who is a veteran, made a boneheaded play. They only had 3 points right there because they would have kicked the field goal. That's still in that game. So with 3 turnovers, on the road, quarterback, I think we played well. Guess what? Dak is back. You better ask somebody because Dak is back. You better ask somebody because Dak is back. Let me say it again. Dak is back. Woo! Dak is back this week. So we're for everybody. We're coming for you. Dak is back, and that defense of our hungry lions that's ready to eat in the wild.
Okay. Harry, what did you think of the game?
Well, like Emerson said, Philly got out early, and I think they really needed to get out early and jump on the Cowboys, and I think that was a big part of them winning the game. But I'll say this was a out of all the players on the field, this was a big game for Jalen Hurts. This is a prove yourself moment or game for him in the NFL. Cowboys without Dak were coming into this game as one of the top teams in the NFC, coming in at 4-1. The Dak or not, Cowboys were coming in to get that win. They were coming in to make a statement too. So it did get a little shaky. What the Cowboys, would you guys get like 17 straight points? I think you were down by 3 early in the fourth quarter, but Jalen Hurts showed up. He engineered a 75-yard drive that ate up a lot of the clock. I think it was like 7 minutes. And I feel like the Eagles did a good job offensively, not letting the Cowboys defense dominate them. Specifically Parsons. I know in a couple crucial downs, they did a couple read option plays that had him, he had to make a choice what he was going to do. Whereas I felt like they put him in situations rather than him putting their offense in situations. So to me, that was the key to the game. Two keys to the game. Philly got off to that early start, which gave them the confidence. And then they, for the most part, they kind of held Dallas's defense at bay. I mean, Hurts, you look at his numbers, he was 15 for 25, nothing great. 155 yards, 2 TDs, but he did what he needed to do to win the game. I'll say this, or a question for Emerson. What if Dak comes back? And I think Phil had something in the chat about this too. What if Dak comes back and you guys lose? What do you do? Especially with Cooper Rush looking impressive.
Well, he's our franchise quarterback. No. He was our franchise quarterback. Mm-hmm. Cooper Rush is a back.
Okay.
That's what he is.
Okay.
Rush hour is over.
Okay.
Dak is back. And
all right,
you only use a spare tire for a certain time. And it gets you to that station where you can get your regular tire fixed so that you can have the regular tire on the car.
Okay.
That donut on that, and that's in your spare that's in your trunk, it only take you so far. It'll get you to the next place and maybe even a little further if you push it. But the rush hour is over. We thank you, Cooper Rush, but Dak is back. And he's going to come back and he's going to engineer this team, and we're going to be a top playoff team this year, and we will see the Eagles again.
All right. Well, let me rephrase the question, right? Okay, you guys are what, 4-2 right now? Let's just say right now Philly is looking good, right? Let's just say you guys lose against the Lions or lose to the Lions. And let's not forget the Giants are playing some pretty good football right now. Mm-hmm. So let's just say you lost next week, and now you're at 4-3. What's going to be going on in Jerry Jones's head, knowing that now you're potentially behind the Cowboys and the Eagles in the division, and you know how he thinks and what goes through his head, and more importantly, what comes out of his mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, let me say this, and before you go there, he's paying Dak over $35 million a year.
Yeah,
he will not be paying Dak $35 million a year to sit on the bench.
Okay.
Nah. Dak is going to be the starting quarterback if we lose against the Lions, and the following week, on top of that, against us, Dak will still be the starting quarterback. Come hell or high water. I can guarantee you that.
All right. Let's see.
All right.
Oh, man.
Bills defeated the Chiefs 24-20. Terry.
It was a good game. Like I said, the Bills, it's revenge. Well, this game specifically was revenge season for them. The Chiefs, again, they show potential one week, and then you look around the next week and you're like, what happened? But I noticed early the Chiefs try to play a lot of zone against the Bills to try and, counter some of the match or disadvantages they had defensively against the Bills. But Josh Allen just, he sliced them up. And the Chiefs pass rush was not that good. I don't even think they sacked him. I think they knocked them down twice, but they didn't even get a sack in the game. And Von Miller, defensively, he was the difference maker in this game. He was all over the place. He got a couple big sacks too during the game. So I don't know. Chiefs, they're like a mystery. Offensively, I feel like they're one of the most talented offensive teams in the league, but at times they're careless with the ball, and their defense is the biggest question mark for them.
Emerson.
Well, first of all, of the game, I want to give Jalen the MVP trophy right now because he is playing outstanding. And let me say this about the Chiefs. If they don't want to admit that they are lost without Tyreek Hill, I'll admit it for them. You ever broke up with a girl and you say, man, maybe I need to call her and say I'm sorry. They need to call Tyreek Hill and say, we're sorry we traded you.
Okay, I got it.
And say, would you please come back?
I have to call you out.
You ever had one of those relationships?
I have to stop you for a second. Your saying was you always would say a wide receiver and a running back are a dime a dozen. So now, all of a sudden,
yes, sir.
Now Tyreek is a very special player. So what happened to the dime a dozen? Was that just something you like to say at a family reunion?
Like I said, you ever broke up with that girl and just say, I really made a mistake. I really want her back, and I don't know how to do it. You write her a letter. You write her a love letter, and you tell her how sorry you are in the letter. Please come back.
She's special.
Well,
every little step.
Before I let Brian go on, I said that Kansas City was going to miss Tyreek. You over there talking about girlfriend and all that stuff. They're still gonna be fine. No, Tyreek Hill made a big difference. There's a difference on taking a slant and getting 10 yards to taking a slant and taking it all the way to the end zone. And that opens up so many doors for the wide receivers and the tight end. And if you're doing the running game or passing game from out of the backfield, it was a bad mistake. They should have got him his money. Brian.
Well, since you was talking about that,
I agree with you.
You said you agree with? Well, yeah, we agree with him, and we all knew that they was gonna miss Tyreek. No doubt about that. He's one of a kind player.
So why you let the one of a kind player walk out the door?
That's an Andy Reid question. That's something he's the GM and everything. But what I will say is, I am still surprised in the manner that they are still able to score without him, because I didn't think they would be as good as they are. So
they still got one of the best tight ends in the game right now.
Yeah. And even with Tyreek gone, I thought this also helped Mahomes with his maturation process of being able to methodically drive the ball down the field and not just get the big plays or look for the big play. So that's another thing. But in regards to the Buffalo game, I thought both defenses played in a manner that they was going to let the teams go up and down the field, but not give up a big play. So they kind of was just whoever would make the mistake, that will probably be the team that will lose the game. And that's kind of how it played out. But I think if those two teams play again, I don't think anybody on this panel would say, "Oh, Kansas City can't win." I don't think anybody would say that. You wouldn't be surprised either way. So I think those two teams, it's all a matter about playoff time. Who can beat who? That's the way I look at it to me, because I think either one of them could beat either one of them on any given Sunday.
Giants defeated the Ravens 24-20.
Well, let me ask you this, Brian. Wait, but Brian.
Yep.
But wait a minute. I got one more thing to ask Brian. You know how you broke up with that girl and you say, "Mr. Telephone Man, there's something wrong with my line. When I dial my baby's number, I get a click every time."
If I was in control of the board right now, I would show you just what the telephone man used to do back then. I would just disconnect you.
Yeah.
A whole lot of superstars on this stage here.
Terry, what did you think of the Giants defeating the Ravens?
The G-Men, they won 3 in a row. Who would have thunk it? What are they, 5-1 right now? Someone is in Vegas right now cashing in, because I sure enough want to put my money on them. Right, I think this year they won more games than they won all of last year. They're looking like one of those young teams. Again, they have to remain healthy. That could make some noise out there in the NFC East for a couple years to come. I'm still quite not sold on Danny Dimes, but I think he may have the right coach behind him to kind of bring him along, possibly. But I just want to give Saquon Barkley his due, and it's not just about him running the ball. That game in particular, and the previous games too, even going back to when he wasn't injured, past couple years, he is a very good blocker in pass protection. Just watch him. If you get a chance, just when they're running passing plays and he stays in the backfield, he's a very good blocker. So, that's one of the things that impressed me about this game. I didn't expect them to beat the Ravens, but now, it's got me wondering, is Lamar Jackson, with these last few games where they've lost, what's going on? Is he going to be losing some of his contract money if this keeps happening? Or what's going to happen with Harbaugh? Is it time for him to go? Past 3 seasons, he's made some questionable calls, and they're a good team. I know their defense has been hurt. They're hurting on defense, but I don't know. Might be time for a change.
No, let me ask the panel a quick question real quick. Actually, this question comes from Phil. He's asking, where should old OBJ go?
Well, I saw today just I think it was ESPN.com. There's I think Kansas City's looking to try and pick him up. Well, I know Travis Kelce had mentioned something, I guess, during the interview. So I don't know if that's just players talking, or maybe they're in the background trying to work something out.
Aaron, where do you think he should go?
I think he should go right back to the Rams.
I don't think so. They got a losing record.
Yeah. Emerson, where do you think he should go?
He's a talented player, and if he's healthy enough, I can see Kansas City. I kind of heard some of that on some rumor wires as well, Terry, about him landing in Kansas City. But also, I've been hearing some rumors about the Pittsburgh Steelers possibly trading their big-time receiver there.
Claypool?
What's the kid's name? Big receiver you got?
Claypool.
Chase Claypool. I'm hearing his name being thrown around a little bit. It's possible Eps.
But
Nobody see the Packers?
where do you see Odell going? Emerson.
I can see Odell going to Green Bay. I can see him in Green Bay, Bryant.
Yeah, that's what I could say.
I don't. I see him going to LA. And here's the reason why. All you have to do is get in the playoffs. And if I'm Odell, I'm looking at Kansas City. I don't think Kansas City has enough to get past Buffalo because it looks like it's going to be in Buffalo. I don't see it being in Kansas City.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't even think home field matters.
On paper, that offense is talented, man.
Yeah.
The Packers, on the other hand, they don't have any wide receiver. They let Avante go to the Raiders and left Aaron Rodgers with some young kids.
They left him with a bag full of money. That's what they left him.
Yeah, that's what.
Oh.
So I don't see it there. Brian.
Yeah.
I got a question for you.
Yep.
Did you see the Steelers defeated the Buccaneers? 20-18.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Where was Giselle at that night?
Yeah. Well, all I did see is we got a lot of issues. So we got a win, but I don't take a lot into that win. Good thing is our division is not that strong right now. So
Emerson.
Hey, congratulations to the Pittsburgh Steelers on a job well done. They beat the mighty Buccaneers led by Mr. I'm going to a wedding on Friday and Saturday, and I'm going to miss walkthrough in Saturday's practice, Brady. And then he has the nerve to come over and scream at the offensive lineman, and you weren't here in practice on Saturday? Get out of my face, or watch this next guy come on a blitz and hit you. That's what I would have been thinking as an old lineman. Like, how dare you come over here and you went to go party on Friday night instead of a wedding, having drinks and cocktails and sipping on champagne with Mr. Robert Kraft? How dare you yell at me on national TV while kids are home watching me play this game? Get out of here, B. So Pittsburgh, I'm glad you beat them, and I want to see him get hit. I want to see him get hit this week too.
Terry.
Oh wow. It was a shocker to me, especially with Trubisky coming back in after Pickett got hurt. But I think this season for you guys, like Brian said, your division is a little weak right now. It's going to be a season of ups and downs, with your quarterback being a rookie. And, but I also say this, Coach Mike Tomlin, to me, I feel he's underrated, because it doesn't matter who's on the field for him. He always has a team prepared, and he won't just let them roll over and lose, no matter who's on the schedule. They're a gritty team, and I'll say this, he has them playing for him at each and every week. But let's not forget, this is a Bucs team right now they just aren't themselves this time of year. Maybe it's because Brady missed training camp, maybe because he's not practicing. And it's affecting them a little bit more than they thought it would this season. But hey, kudos to you guys. Good win.
On the
big win.
Sipping champagne.
Yeah. It's gonna be a roller coaster season for you guys. Just hang on. Strap in.
Oh man. Yeah, they love they beat up on you when you're down.
I was extremely happy. I'm watching the game, but I had to go to a wedding. And I'm like, oh man, I'm watching the TV, trying to get dressed. Then I'm in the car and I'm listening to the game. And then I'm sitting down for the wedding to start. And I say, I don't even have my phone with me. Oh my goodness. It's in the car. So once the bride kiss, she walked to go take the family pictures. I walked to my vehicle to get the score, and the Steelers won. And I was like, yes, where is the champagne? I was happy.
Let's cut the cake.
Yep.
Popping bottles.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to say this. I'm just going to say this real quick. I can't say the gentleman's last name because he will hunt me down and kill me at work. And it was John. It was John's son that got married. And I'm looking, and here comes John. He's got on a tweed suit. And John was strutting, had on his shades like he was a pimp. and he's just walking with all this swag, Mr. Cool. And I'm just like tickled. And when he came up, he said, I said, John, I got to tell you, I love that suit you got on. I said, where'd you get it? You wouldn't believe it. I got it online. I said, wait a minute. You were the person that told me I would never buy any clothes online. If I can't touch it, I'm not buying it online. He said, what the hell I did.
Yo, did John hit the dance floor?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, he's like the coolest man I know, man. He hit the dance floor.
John hit the dance floor. John told me that he had all the guys from the wedding get dressed at his house. So what are you supposed to do? You're supposed to keep the groom relaxed and calm and keep the guys cool. He said, let's do some shots. They're doing shots before the wedding. So John was already, when they put the music on the dance floor, he was
loose. He
was
loose.
jamming.
Yeah.
I said, oh my goodness.
That's how you loosen up.
Ready to go.
And when I got on the dance floor, I was like RoboCop. Complete stiff.
Hey man,
and the sad thing
still
about
learning,
it is,
man, you're still learning. Huh?
I couldn't dance
never
when I
get
was
too old
young,
to learn.
and the joints are all loose. Now that I'm getting a little bit older, I was just like a stiff robot, and it looked like the kids were like, "Mommy, where did that relic over there come from?"
Man.
Week 7 in the NFL predictions: Falcons and Bengals. Terry, who do you have?
Man, give me the Bengals, man. Falcons are in my division. Get them out of here.
Lions, Cowboys. Emerson. Dak is back with the pack.
The boys.
Okay. Colts and Titans. Brian.
I'm gonna take the Titans. Seems like they got the
Packers,
Colts number.
Commandos. Terry.
Give me the Packers.
Buccaneers and Panthers. Emerson.
Stinking.
That's 2 minutes right there.
I'm going with the Bucks.
Yeah, because the coach that you thought was so going to be set the world on fire for the Panthers got fired. Giants and Jaguars. Terry.
Yeah.
G-men.
Done, man.
G-men.
G-man.
Browns and Ravens. Brian.
Give me the Ravens.
Jets and Broncos. Emerson.
J-E-T. Jets.
Texans and Raiders. Terry.
Give me the Raiders.
Texans and Raiders. Brian.
Give me the Raiders.
Chiefs and 49ers. Terry.
No, you just.
No, I wanted to do him. I want to make sure he got his team.
What is he doing?
49ers. 49ers and Phil, I would love to see. I see your question in the chat or your answer. I would love to see Odell, OBJ, in a 49ers uniform too.
Ooh,
Give me the 49ers revenge game from 3 years ago in the Super Bowl. Let's go Niners.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Right. Chiefs and 49ers. Emerson.
I need
He said
KC to
Niners.
win. 49ers are one of my NFC foes. So,
Yeah.
Chiefs,
Yeah,
49ers. Brian.
KC.
Chiefs, 49ers, Chiefs. Give me the Chiefs.
Okay. Steelers and the Dolphins. Emerson.
I think if Pickett plays, if he's back, if he's healthy, I'm going with Pittsburgh. I think Miami is suffering, going through some things right now.
Terry.
I'm gonna go with the Finns, man. I think Tyreek Hill's gonna tear
sorry,
through
your
that
time is up.
secondary.
Time's up.
All
Brian.
right, the secondary is weak.
I'm going to
Go
take the
through all of
Steelers
that.
this time. I'll take the Steelers.
Bears and Patriots. Emerson. Hit the crickets.
New England, they're getting hungry.
Oh, they
Okay.
finally got in there.
Bears, Patriots. Terry.
Give me a Patriots after that Thursday night game. The Bears and Washington. Give me the Pats.
Bears, Patriots. Brian.
They look awful.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Patriots, and I like that. I like that kid. I don't know if he's going to start this week, but I like that quarterback that the Patriots do in there.
Yeah.
I like him too.
Emerson.
I like him too.
Send us on our way out tonight. But first, before you do, Terry, about that subscribe button.
Yeah, we want to thank everybody for tuning in, watching the show, or listening in tonight. Once again, please hit that subscribe button. Feel free to leave any comments on how we could improve the show, and share the show with your friends and family. You know, they won't judge you. Well, you
Not
know,
yet.
we won't judge you. So, but yeah, everyone have a good night, and we'll be back next week. Talk a little NBA. Talk some Knicks. Hopefully,
Mhm.
you know.
Yeah.
Brian, hit the crickets.
No, I'm going to give us
Emerson,
another.
say goodnight to everybody.
Mr. Telephone Man,
No, yeah, Brian. Hit.
something wrong with my life.
Kill it,
Down
Brian.
my baby's nothing. I get it quick and tight.
Yeah,
I'm
thank you.
sorry. Forgive me.
Good night, everybody, and God bless. Oh, God.
Please, please.
That's on the back of the extended LP.
Yeah,
That's what they need to say to Tyreek Hill. Please.
B-sides.
BB side. I don't even know if